You best be sleeping. Oh, that's bad.
Hey everyone, I'm finally back with another update video to follow up with the previous one. Unfortunately, some of the recordings of continuing my work after the last video went corrupt and I haven't been able to find or recover them since. Regardless, I'll pick up where I left off with earlier screen recordings I have of developing this game. I found that the earliest one was the one that you're currently seeing right now, where I'm working on adding in lights and a health system for Riley. Anywho, the basic idea I had for this game was to have this current floor lit up to an extent with natural lighting. The idea I had for this game itself was for it to be based on different floors, and the lower the floor, the darker the level is. So for example, this being the 4th floor, it'll have some light but not too much to illuminate the room. At this point of the recording, I'm just playing around with the idea of how the light will hit coming in through this window. Also, I forgot to mention that I set up a basic enemy that follows the player around and damages them. So meet Fred, our enemy. Say hi, Fred. Alright, so that basically sums up the draft idea I have for this environment's light settings. I want the lights to give off a calm yet uneasy vibe to the players, to let them know that they're trapped below, underwater. Alright, so now that I got an idea of how I want the lighting to be played with on the environmental side, it's time to add in a headlamp for our player, and some possible shadow casting. Later in developing the game, I actually decided to remove the shadows that the player casts just because, due to multiple light sources throughout the level, the shadow casting just became a bit of a hassle. Alright, so jumping on over to the player health and UI. I saw that the original asset had a backpack that is supposed to be a jetpack for its own 2D styled platform. However, I really tried to reference the health UI from Dead Space, and so I set up a lit UI on the back of the player. It consists of 3 different health levels, green being full health, yellow being the middle, and lastly red being the lowest, and showing that the player has 1 health bar left. I attached these sprites behind the player and added an animation to reference the health number to the colored sprites, and every time the player gets hit, the color changes until ultimately the player is dead. Now that I got that working, I had to add in some lighting and fix up the color scheme, as well as the animation to line up with the player walking. And voila! I've got a simple health system UI. Now when it comes to this part of the video, I just start messing around with the health pack lighting and make it blend in with the game's world so it's not too much of a distraction to the player as they play. So once I settled up on fixing the light settings for the health pack, I tried to play around with Riley's headlamp. I began with adjusting the headlamp's light fade to better suit the game's environment. Then I looked at the script I used for the potato gun and attached it to the lamp, and tweaked it around to have the light follow the mouse accordingly. Afterwards, I tested everything once more to see if it was working all properly, and I left it at that. I think that'll do it for this video. Next time I'll go over some of the work I had a lot of fun doing, which was creating sound effects. I also like to add, I have been working very hard on this game on the very little free time I have. So I'd definitely like to show you all some of my most recent progress. like to thank you guys once again for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. And if you'd like to see different or specific content, just let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.